All right, so hi everybody. This is Matt Duval. I'm a candidate for the 102nd legislative seat here in Pennsylvania. And I have some friends of mine today. We're going to have a little discussion about issues of race. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to introduce yourselves.
I'm Chanel Holt-Newkirk.
Hi, my name is Anir Sanders.
I'll use my wrestling name, Hendrix.
I live in Pittsburgh, and I'm an opera singer.
I live in Philadelphia, went to CCP, moving on to Temple, and I'm studying television, film, videography, and communications.
I'm from Cleveland, and I've known Matt through the wrestling channel, through the channels of wrestling. So here we is.
All right, guys, so I'm just going to let you guys kind of, respond to whichever questions you want, and everybody can respond, as you feel.
I'm not quite sure what people prefer, but I think they might prefer African American, but if I'm describing something like that's sort of sensitive, I'll say African American, and I don't know why I do that, I just do. So that's sort of my thought on that as of now.
Like for me, the term like black acknowledges, like the term just black itself acknowledges the fact that, other like black people who are like non-American, so like, groups who may be like, oh, I'm like Jamaican or I'm like African or things of that nature. I feel like that kind of like is like, it kind of covers those variants that you may, not know. And if somebody wants to jump in and say, hey, well, aside from black, I'm also X, Y, and Z. Like I have family, me personally, I have family like from the Bahamas. So, black obviously just works in that sense.
Like we have white and black people. Then we can call also black people African American, but what are white people? Like they're European. Like what if you don't know where you're from either? It's just a simple thing across the board to say black and white. I don't think it's offensive as long as it goes both ways, which in this case we have a black and we have a white. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't rush to call people African American. Like I might be, I might not be. Obviously we have an issue with the paperwork and the being able to track those things, so I don't know exactly where I'm from. I'm American and I just say black. It's just, I don't think it's not offensive to me, honestly.
And my experience has been that if you are trying, your best to be understanding and to be appropriate, these kind of terms don't matter. There's some other terms though that I think do matter, no matter what your intention, right?
Matt, why don't you go ahead and tell us those terms?
Well, yeah, I don't think I'll go there, and I don't think I should, and I definitely don't.
Say it out loud. You're black and you're proud. Say it out loud.
That's right. So.
To me, intention does matter. I think like saying intention doesn't matter is kind of like excusing people, giving them like an out to try to justify their words or their actions. It does matter what you meant. And if what you did or said was misunderstood, then you need to come and explain yourself.
It really depends. Like it does depend on the situation, because there's different scenarios where, like if the white person is used to saying it, because you do have black people that allow certain white people to say it, and so this white person may not have discernment and may use it in the wrong situation with the wrong people who are not used to him saying it and are not with it. It should just be like, okay, if this particular guy lets me get away with certain doing things, then it's that guy and it's like your business. And then the rest of the world you need to abide by, what you think is obviously the right thing to do.
There's a very attractive news anchor woman, a newswoman here in Cleveland. And they were talking about Lady Gaga, and she used the term jigaboo. As popular as this news station is and news person, let me just say all of America probably heard it, So I think they went to commercial, a leisurely commercial, came back, and she apologized. And I think she might have been suspended for 2 or 3 days, I think.
It's hard to really hear her voice. Lady Gaga. With all the jigaboo music that she did, whatever you want to call it. Jigaboo. Yeah.
Jigaboo.
I don't believe there is a racist bone or drop of blood in her body. Not at all. I believe she meant no ill will intention. I truly believe where she was raised at, maybe went to college, whatever the case may be, that word from her surroundings got in her head and it came out.
Yeah, we gotta like have discernment in these situations before we pick up the pitchforks and the torches and get ready to like cancel somebody. We gotta really evaluate the situation with the thin needle. Just pick through and see if this really worth kind of getting angry about, or is this a misunderstanding on their end, or is it a situation of, well, they were raised in this environment, it was okay in this environment, and no one ever taught them that it's either only okay privately or it's not okay at all.
I think, okay, so I guess we're really asking, does intention matter in deeming someone or labeling someone a racist? Ultimately, racism shows itself in just not caring about Black people or about Black issues. For instance, I went to IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It's a PA state school. That's where I finished college. And I went to a church there, an all-white church, and I ended up becoming friends with this lady, white lady, very nice. I liked her. So me being who I am would, bring up a racial thing, or like, I can't believe this happened, or, and she would always somehow just diminish everything I was saying. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not just Black people. That's old. Well, she didn't care about Black issues. Even with me being her close friend, or at least close in that she had me around a lot, it was a hurtful situation because I expected more. And I just assumed people, if you love me, you care about the things that I care about, and the things that hurt me in the world, you want to at least listen to. You would be surprised. Very nice people, very kind people, very charitable people, they don't care about Black people. And the minute you have something to say about your experience that rubs them the wrong way or makes them uncomfortable, you'll see like just how racist they are. You don't get a pass because you didn't mean to be. Yeah, education is it's not optional. You know what I mean? I'm not accepting any longer, I didn't know or I didn't realize. Basic education, it has to be had. And we have to stop giving passes and benefit of the doubt because people are nice or sweet or they apologize.
So I understand how people, sometimes unintentionally can be, racist, or at least make a racist statement. And I think that's some of what people get hung up on. Like, I'm not racist, but you said something that was, or you acted in a way that indicates that, right? And I think, kind of the point Chanel's making is, it's uncomfortable to get called out on that. And I think the fear that some people have now is that, like, like to the point Kenny was making, when this lady got suspended for 3 days, but it sounds like she kept her job, but that there is sometimes a backlash that occurs that doesn't take into consideration every experience in your life and just this one experience, but it's also like, you know, for Black people, they don't always get that chance to have their whole life taken into consideration. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pick the worst parts of your life, like when you stole at Walmart,
right.
to try to portray you like the thug they're trying to get people to believe you are.
Yeah, that's like I said, they try to like paint you as being older. I think with the most recent killing of Ahmad, they are now talking about something, a crime that he committed like a while back, like
Walmart or something, I guess.
Yeah, like throwing that out there, and everyone's just like, oh, okay. Like they did this with multiple other people, and it's just like, what's your point? You know, you've all done something. You know, you now deserve to get shot the next time. You know, you're stopped by a cop. You know, it's really weird. It's really It's called media.